Yo, peace and blessings. So, a couple of weeks ago, this week, I guess Mr. Marcus Rogers, and a couple of other pastors and, just in general, Christians, which I have no qualms about them claiming they're Christians, decided to say that if you are at home and you're not going to church, or if you're at home and you're afraid, if you're at home and you're not going out, it's because you're afraid that your faith is not as strong as you think it is. And that if you go off of what if you go off of what, hold on, let me do this. No, I ain't going to do that. Because I thought I originally was going to do something totally different. And it's better for me to do stuff off the cuff. But back to what I was saying. They were saying that your faith is not as strong as it is if you're being cautious. It's just kind of weird to me. As a watcher on the wall, it's your duty to seek danger, to be that person who sees the danger before it comes. So many people use that phrase, being a watcher on the wall, on New Year's. But when they see danger, they run to the danger. As if a shepherd is supposed to lead their flock to danger. A shepherd is not supposed to deter their flock from being in danger. So I say this. Right now, the government has shut down a lot of things. For someone to say it's okay for you to put yourself in a predicament that will put yourself in danger because of your pride is dangerous. Because that shows that you're not looking out for your neighbor. You're not looking out for those other people that you're connected to. I saw Mr. Rogers, he was celebrating his wife's they were celebrating, they were having their baby shower and their gender reveal, I guess, during this time. Now, we know that the virus itself affects people with immune systems that aren't developed, and or immune systems that are, compromised. And again, I'm going off the cuff, and I normally don't do stuff like this. And the only reason why I'm calling out a public figure is because it was done in the Bible when Paul was writing. He would call somebody out in the public because they're public figures. So let's say, for instance, he did go to church, or he travels a lot, and it's been affecting mostly people who, the patient zero for a lot of places have been people who have been traveling a lot. Let's say, for instance, he comes home and now he gives it to his wife. Would the situation of what he said be the same? Well, let's think about this. A lot of people don't have young pastors. They have older pastors. It only takes one person to come into your church and give it to everybody. It only takes one. And there are people who are running around with this illness, this virus, who don't know or who are not giving symptoms. Some of the churches nowadays, many of the churches nowadays, have multiple members with diabetes, hypertension, high blood pressure. That's something that's going on in the black community, has already been going on in the black community. It affects people and kills people with those ailments. What about your grandmother who may have been in the congregation at that time? She's 88 years old. But you're not thinking about that. You're saying let's not use wisdom. But throughout the Bible, God tells us to use wisdom. You're saying don't use worldly wisdom. But in context to what you are saying and what a lot of Christians are saying, we're supposed to throw worldly wisdom out the door in protection of ourselves. When you follow laws and follow worldly wisdom when it protects you, when it has something to do with you, that's pride. That's pride. And we are not prideful people as Christians. We are not. As a father and a husband of a household, you are the shepherd of that household. One of your main jobs is protection. Moses could have led his flock, those coming out of Israel, into wars. And they would have known nothing about it. Right now, we're practicing social distancing because people who know better about what's going on and the reality of what's going on, those people who know better seeking out counsel, wise counsel about this specific situation, are saying, and I'm not talking about the government, I'm talking about doctors, people who study this. As a watcher on the wall, you're supposed to have the information. But if the only information you have about it is your opinion, and you're giving that to your flock, you are posing a danger to the entirety of the kingdom. We were never promised to be protected from the devil and his devices. That's why you gotta watch. Living meek means not going out and being brash about anything. You're not out here seeking the controversy, seeking the danger, seeking. That's folly. Well, it leads to folly. Can't believe you Christians are really not thinking about other people, looking out for your neighbor in these situations. It only takes one to get everybody sick. And a lot of people don't even know they have it. There have been people getting on planes with many other people who have been giving it to people because they didn't know they had it. Be wise. Understand what is going on. Think about other people when you're making these decisions. Because just like sin does not just affect you. It affects everyone. Be wise, my friends. Do not let the devil in because you felt you were bigger than God. Stay under the shadow of God. Don't run into the light, my friend, because the light bearer is there. Peace and blessings. I'm going to be doing a live stream on my Facebook so that we can pray for people who are going through what they're going through.